Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts About the 40K Universe. I am your host, Gershwin, and you are watching One Mind Syndicate. Today, we talk about the manipulation of time and space in the Warhammer 40K universe. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We post Warhammer 40K content every single day, and we have a huge archive of lore videos for you to check out. But with that said, let's get into 40 facts on time travel. Time travel is the incredible phenomena experienced and sometimes studied by every major intelligent race in the Milky Way galaxy. It is the movement between certain points in time, either to the future or to the past, but most often caused by the unpredictable nature of the warp. The time difference between real space and warp space are quite drastic. Not only does time pass at different rates in both kinds of spaces, but it also passes at very variable rates. Until a void ship finishes its jump, it is impossible for a ship's crew to know exactly how long their journey has taken in real space. Time passing in real space is referred to as real time. Time passing aboard a spacecraft is referred to as warp time. It has been known that occasionally, a vessel will enter the warp, and by the time it manages to extricate itself from the immateria, the crew will have experienced the passage of mere solar months. While in the material universe, many standard centuries have passed by. Far less common, however, are those occasions when a vessel has become embroiled in a warp phenomena that has resulted in it being expelled from warp space at a point of time before it actually set out. Bizarre incidences such as these can cause devastating results. Such was the case for the Orc warlord, Gringotts, and his entire fleet. Warlord Gringotts, a notable kleptomaniac, launched his wall into the Orlok system. While using warp travel to reach their quarry, Gringotts and his army unwittingly traveled through time and emerged from the shifting chaos of the Immaterium shortly before they had set off. Gringotts hunted down and killed his temporary doppelganger, reasoning that only in this way could he obtain a spare of his favorite gun. The resulting confusion stopped the wall in its tracks. A simple event like this goes to show the incredible danger time travel can be to the inhabitants of the Milky Way galaxy. Even though War Boss Gringotts didn't go far back enough in time to change any major event, the sheer luck that the Orc warlord decided to attack himself is something that someone from another race wouldn't do. If Gringotts wouldn't have killed himself, he would have been able to double the size of his wall and devastated the Morlock system. Even time travel to the future is full of terrible side effects. Such was the case for one of the Imperial Fist's greatest champions, Darnith Lysander. Towards the end of the 40th millennia, Lysander was the master of the First Company, who he led aboard the Imperial Fist strike cruiser, Shield of Valor. The great vessel entered the war, but to the disarray of his battle brothers, Lysander and a sizable portion of the First Company never returned. The Imperial Fist waited, hoping for his eventual return. But it was all to no avail. For decades and then centuries passed with no sign of the starship's return to real space. All hope was given up, and Lysander's name was entered on the roster of the chapters fallen, and his statue placed in the Hall of Heroes in the Phalanx. Yet Lysander and his crew were not so dead as any supposed. Due to the fickle tides of the warp, the Shield of Valor returned to normal space nearly 1,000 Terran years later, but the passing of time in real space saw most of Lysander's former battle brothers die. All that was left were the few battle brothers interned in the dreadnoughts. It was a Space Marine's strengthened mental and psychological fortitude that allowed Lysander to continue to be an effective warrior, even after suffering such a long separation from his chapter and the death of his kin. Any mortal man would not be able to function knowing that the Imperium he left when he entered the warp is no longer the same now that he has returned. Entire regiments can be lost or rendered ineffective due to unpredictable time travel anomalies. Vital reinforcements can be delayed or never reach their destination, corrupted in the warp and shot out during a pivotal moment in real time where it suits the ruinous powers. Most dangerous of all is the possibility of a group or cult harnessing the power of time travel and altering history. The result of wars can be completely changed, or even entire empires could be wiped out of existence. Whether controlled time travel is possible is unknown, But every race, from the mysterious Eldar to the Imperium of Man, has invested manpower working on figuring this out. The Order Cronus was one of the Ordos Minoris of the Inquisition that was formed to investigate the potential ramifications of time travel through the warp, particularly the potential for deliberate manipulation of this phenomenon. Few have ever heard of the Order Cronus, even amongst the senior ranks of the Inquisition, and still fewer have any inklings as to its mission. The Order Cronus, so it is believed, was established in the Jericho Reach in order to combat any anomalies that might arise specifically from travel to the past. This Ordo's inquisitors feared that if such void travelers appeared in the past, they might somehow alter the proper course of events, potentially interfering with the fate of mankind and the Emperor's intentions. Over several centuries, the Order Cronus investigated these instances, thought to be related to all manner of temporal phenomena, their work eventually expanding beyond the original warp-related events to others, perhaps even those of a deliberate nature. Then, for some unexplained reason, the entirety of the Order Cronus disappeared. No one truly knows how many members the Ordo had, but in a single moment, every Inquisitor linked to this mysterious Ordo disappeared or went into hiding. Over the centuries, whispered tales hint of the involvement of a renegade faction within the Adeptus Mechanicus, the pursuit of a certain technology long forbidden to the ancient Brotherhood. No one living knows how or why they vanished, or if someday their members may return. The Order Cronus remains the subject of legend amongst those few who know they ever existed. It is said that some of these individuals stay eternally vigilant against the doom. While the Imperium has been unable to crack the mysteries of controlled time travel, they have been able to manipulate time in real space to a small degree. The tech priests of the Adeptus Mechanicus have been able to revive the long-lost technology of Stasis Fields. A stasis field is the name of both an imperial technological device that suspends the flow of time in a confined area and the effect it causes. This technology is essentially a time warp generator whose design dates back to mankind's dark age of technology. Stasis field generators create quantum breaks in the normal flow of space-time by manipulating gravitons to alter the relativistic flow of time within this area of effect, greatly slowing the progress of casualty until the passage of time is undetectable within the field to an outside observer. The closer one is to the center of the stasis field, the slower time appears to move. A single movement can take so long to play out inside a stasis field that it appears frozen to observers outside the effect area. Because the contents of the stasis field are divorced from the normal passage of time, it is effectively impossible to alter the conditions inside of a field in any way. This makes whatever is caused in an area of effect almost completely frozen and unable to be harmed. Stasis fields are normally used to contain people and objects in effectively unchanging conditions for various reasons. Possibly the most famous stasis field in history is the one which enclosed the body of the Ultramarines Primarch, Reboot Guilliman, who was interned in the stasis field just before the moment of his death. Guilliman's body was returned to his homeworld of Macragge, where he was the center of adoration by Imperial-called pilgrims who came from around the galaxy to pay homage to the Primarch. The Officio Assassinorum Eversor assassins are also kept in stasis chambers when not active on the field. The scientific understanding and technology required to manufacture stasis field generators have been largely lost to the Adeptus Mechanicus Forge Worlds for several standard centuries. Based on the events that have unfolded in the universe, it seems that no group has fully mastered time travel yet. Not even the Chaos Gods have been able to fully control both the flow of warp time and real time. Even Tzeentch, with all his knowledge of the Web of Fate, has not been able to fully control the manipulation of time. Whether this is due to the other Chaos Gods preventing him from understanding time, or whether time itself is a higher power, a law untouchable by even the most powerful entities of the galaxy. And those were 40 facts on time travel in the Warhammer 40K universe. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys know of any characters, any creatures that use time travel or have better control of time travel, please comment down below. We might do a part 2 because I know there's a couple Inquisitors that have done it. I couldn't I couldn't think of them, but I will definitely research it for you guys if you guys can give me direction as to who has power over time. And I'm pretty sure there's like 1 or 2 chaos demons that do that. Comment down below if you guys can help me out. If you guys enjoy our videos, share them with your friends on Facebook and Twitter. It really helps out the channel. Suggest any type of topics that you guys would like us to cover on the videos. And if you want to support us a little bit more, jump on over to Patreon. A simple $1 a month helps us create more videos for you guys. If you can't, we understand. Simply by liking, commenting, and sharing, it helps out the channel. But with that said, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. This was Gersh1 with One Mind Syndicate, signing out.